Good evening, everyone. Hope you're having a great evening after Easter. I'm really excited to be here tonight. We have got an amazing team that are going to join us. If you have got our April box, you would have probably tried the gin by now. I know in our household, both the bottles were well enjoyed over Easter. So it was fantastic to be able to have such incredible gins at our disposal. Anyway, I'm going to try and find Clarity because they are going to be talking to us today, which is obviously a very special thing to have. These amazing people, Steph and George, I can't wait for them to jump on. And oh, they're here. Fantastic. Hi, guys. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Fantastic. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having us today.
I think everyone's thanking you for creating two incredible gins that they can enjoy over Easter.
Thank you. We're just opening a bottle as we speak.
Oh, fabulous. I was just saying that they went down too well in our household. So I think that everyone, I wouldn't be holding them right now, but they're probably slightly now candle holders on our thing. But anyway, that's a good sign of great gin. But hey, look, First and foremost, thank you so much for being part of our box. I know that everyone who I've spoken to already has just spoken amazing things about what you guys have created. And as a new distiller, oh my gosh, to create two incredible things is just out of this world. Oh, I'm kind of jealous. I wish I was having one right now, but it's okay. I'll stick to my I don't know, my coffee. No.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers. But first and foremost, guys, look, I guess what I kind of want to go through today is really about how this all came about, what your inspiration was, and obviously we'll talk about the two gins that were featured, obviously your gin and then your dry gin as well. So let's start off with the exciting part. Like, how did Clarity come about? Tell us about that.
Yeah. Well, it's been many years. Stephanie and I we've been working together for I guess about eight years in various different industries, and I think over the years we've realised that we share the same values, the same work ethics, and we have effectively decided at a point about 18 months ago that it's time that we put these things together and we start a gin distillery and that's how we've started this whole journey, which has been exciting.
What a good thing to become friends over, really.
Yeah, I think it's important. You share work values and you share your life, and we're all at a certain point. We all like to sit back and enjoy a nice drink and you talk about all the good things that you achieve in life and then to be able to actually then go and turn this into a business is special. And to have somebody next to you that you can achieve this with, I think makes it even more special. So as you know, starting businesses aren't easy, and but having the right person there to share it with is very, very important.
I couldn't agree more. Like, I know with CLINK, like, Helen is the yin to my yang. I'm the marketing salesperson, whereas if you give me a spreadsheet, I literally will have a panic attack. So having that kind of complementary thing is really important, but obviously having that shared vision too is just as important as well. So guys, tell me about how it came about. Obviously we spoke about what your vision is. Like, how did Clarity actually come into fruition?
Yeah, Clarity was really just a passion for let's make something that is just really obviously clear. Like, what are we putting in our gin? What are we distilling? How are we doing this? And let's just make it very accessible, very clear, like 100%. This is how we do it. This is what we do, and just
it's in the name, right? It's in the name.
It is in the name. It is in the name. Like, you walk into any liquor store and you see lots of products on the shelf, and lots of great products around New Zealand. I mean, I think what we have are like 180 gin distilleries in New Zealand or something like that. It's a busy, we're such a cool market in New Zealand that can create really, really cool products. But we were very clear on getting a product that can actually stand out in all that noise. So our label design as a start is we thought, what can we create that's going to be different to anything else? And we wanted people to walk in and see something. And all our artwork on our label was designed by Stephanie. So all what you see on our dry gin, all the contours and all the desert-looking type scenes you see was drawn by Stephanie, coloured in with watercolours.
Yeah, painted.
Painted in, so that's the right word. See, I'm not creative. I'm an Excel spreadsheet person. Stephanie has the creative one. So so Stephanie is with you on this one, Katja. But we created something we thought the consumer would see and go, it's a clear label, you know what you're drinking. We don't hide anything, so we are happy to share our distilling techniques, so what you drink, how we created all our flavor profiles. And that's when we sit and we talked about this, we said, we need a brand that's going to be open to everyone. And when they drink it, we want them to go, we know what we're drinking, we can taste what they're saying, and hey, this is us. This is New Zealand in a bottle. So with
absolutely.
Normal,
we just had
so that's
someone say amazing labels just before. So I think the artwork, I was going to mention that, it's beautiful. And I think just not only is the product incredible, but having that ability to, as you said, being able to see it and recognize it, and also, you know, really be able to, you know, have something that's you can have on your shelf. It doesn't just taste good, but it looks good as well. So it's definitely kudos to that. So guys, I kind of want to get into the gin, because that's the thing that obviously everyone is probably listening about. And man, when you guys hit us up for this, I honestly, and Helen and I, I'm going to say we're a bit, you know, dubious. You're obviously new in the market, and then when we tried both of them, we were both a whirlwind away. Because how long have you been around for now? Like what, 5 minutes?
Just almost 5 minutes. I think after 9 you can say 5 minutes. It's brand new.
Well, I mean, to market. Obviously, there's a lot of work that goes into this, I understand. But how long have you been in, can you tell us about the background, and then how long you've been in retail for?
To be dead honest, I think by the time your box hit the market, we were on the market for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so 5 minutes is close.
So 5 minutes is a fair call. So about, to be dead honest, between all the stuff we've done before, about 4 years in the making of distilling and trying different techniques and doing things differently. To put it into perspective, is when we enjoy wine. We're wine drinkers. I think all of us are. I think any gin drinker is a wine drinker, or a beer drinker, or whatever drinker you are. It doesn't matter what you enjoy as a drink. I still drink wine many, many nights a week. I said, no, that sounds wrong. It sounds like I'm not. I drink wine once every 2 weeks.
But you have a palate for that.
And we talked about, we can describe wine, and we can describe when we have a good champagne, what you're tasting and what you think isn't. But when we started drinking gin 4 or 5 years ago, we didn't have that palate. We didn't have the description of, we didn't know what to describe.
We didn't know what we were tasting and how to put that into words. And
so hence the idea started of creating something that tasting something that we're drinking. And so we started distilling every botanical individually. So all our gins it's not a single pot distillation. All our gins are distilled, all the botanicals and every gin is treated individually. We work with every botanical individually. We do certain things with every botanical. We distill it differently to the other botanical. Some is a direct distillation, some we put through infusion, some we put through a vapor bath, just to create different flavor profiles for every single botanical. And then once we've done that, we incorporate it all into one gin, and to give us that best flavor. So when we created the 2 gins, so Seth can interrupt me anytime, because I can talk about this all night, just saying.
It's all right. here for it. It's great. Lucky.
Yeah,
You're in the right company.
So cool. Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
cool because, like I said, 2-3 years ago, we've had absolutely no gin pellets. Like not that we have it today. We still don't have it. We learn every day as we go.
Yeah.
But we knew we wanted to create something that is not necessarily different to what's out there, but we wanted to know what we are creating. So when you taste it, we know when there's a bit of sweetness, where did it come from? If there's a little bit of earthiness, where did that one come from? And if it's not smooth enough, why not? What can we do differently? Can we age it for longer? Can we distill it differently? Can we
maybe, use a different technique for that botanical to, like, what is that flavour that we're pulling off that we might not enjoy so much, and how do we make that better?
And it's a terrible job to be drinking all this good stuff every day. It's like really
I can relate on that one. Yeah.
But anyway,
So guys,
sorry,
George, you go.
No. So I mean, so when we started, when we said let's launch Clarity, we said we needed two things. We wanted gin to have a different profile in the market. Gin is known as a summer drink, and we don't think that's fair to gin. I think gin's an all year round drink.
Yeah.
And every picture you see, every video we see, it's all about summer and lime and lemons and sun, and that's not how we think gin should be portrayed. It's no different to wine and whiskey and rums. It's drunk all year round.
Yeah.
So we started with creating dry, and dry for us was this
real seasonal. We wanted it to be something that you can drink in summer, the height of summer on a really hot day, but also in winter, like those spicy notes that come through. We just wanted that to warm you up and make you feel,
So we've really focused on those earthy notes and dry. So if you commented on it on your launch video that it's a dirty martini on it.
Yeah.
It is that really.
I was like, and Negroni as well. I think in a Negroni that would be delicious too.
Yeah.
Haven't got a chance to try that yet. I will. Hopefully, Helen's got some extras at the tasting room to go through. But honestly, I just think the fact that you guys have gone through so much trial and error and actually taken the due diligence to go through to create a product after 4 years, that's a big feat for a lot of distillers in New Zealand. It's just kind of, all right, I want to do a gin and just create it. But you've gone through so much care and consideration to create two amazing products that when you did go to launch that week, well, the ones that everyone's put out, we've seen out in the last month, is incredible. So kudos to you. And I want to get into more about the different gins and the flavor profiles of each. So you mentioned the dry. So let's get into that. What's in it? What are the botanicals? What makes it the incredible, delicious, dirty martini drink that gin that I'd have in my cocktail?
Yeah, well, I think it was about Craig focusing on that earthy notes. So it was about almost toning back your traditional gin flavors. So, well, sorry, not flavors, your traditional gin characteristics that pop out, your citrus and your sweetness notes that just come out through certain botanicals. So if you look at licorice root as an example, it gives you a lot of sweetness. And we had to tone down, and I love licorice root. It's just such a really cool botanical, but we had to tone that back.
Added in like your nutmegs and those real earthy, like your angelicas and your orris, and just
up those botanicals.
Really up those botanicals a lot, because that really brings that like your rooty flavour.
Yeah, it's almost going against what we believe you should normally do. We've gone against that and created dry, which we to this date still we love the gin, but on a really hot summer day, it is great with a slice of lemon in. And 4 years ago I was like, you don't put anything in your gin, you just have gin and tonic. Now dry is one of those gins where we said let's create a gin that's earthy, dry, and people can actually throw whatever they want in it, because I think 80% of the gin market wants berries in it or any slice of garnish, anything that they can throw at it. This gin was created to handle that. That was sort of the let's create this gin and you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah.
And for us it works, and we drink it. Today it was quite a wet and cold day here, and dry was a beautiful gin to drink in the cold, in the wet. But, you know, sunny day, you've got to put a bit of citrus with it. It works better. And hence the reason we created 2023. So,
yeah, a little bit more like our feedback from our family and our friends, like with everyday drinking, they just wanted something that was a little bit more sweeter, a little bit not like citrusy. So 2023 just enhances that. Like it just naturally has a little bit more citrus, a little bit more licorice root, which brings that sweetness in and just makes it
easier drinking.
Easier drinking.
Yeah. In today's day, people enjoy.
They just want a gin that they can just pour gin tonic happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And that's I had a few friends over from Melbourne over the weekend, and I hadn't told them anything, and one of them has been in hospitality for a very long time, and that was the one he loved. And literally, he put it into a glass, tried it without anything, was like, "This is beautiful." And trust me, from him, that's saying a lot, because he would tell me if it was shit, and he would tell us. So, you know, and that's awesome. It's a drink, you know, and it's a gin that I agree. It can be put into, you know, with a soda or a tonic or just something really simple, and you can just enjoy it. It's kind of that, I hate to say it, but like the replacement of like the Bombay or something like that you kind of grew up with. And, you know, it's that one you'd have in the cabinet and have any time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and that was exactly it. Yeah. It's just something that everyone can do every day, and it's a no-brainer. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a no-brainer. And I think both of them are, like, honestly, if you've got them in your cabinet, or as I said, most people don't have them after Easter, so that's okay. But obviously you guys are selling online anyway, so they can buy them there if they need to. But, you know, I think, guys, let me ask you this. Like, if you, what is, obviously you're a new distiller in New Zealand. Like, if you were going to tell anyone in New Zealand what would be the kind of, I don't know, like, what would you recommend? Anything in the world of gin, like, what would you say to them if they're going to come to New Zealand and no one had been here before? What would be your recommendation, or what would you kind of tell them to do or drink or see? What would that be?
That's a not an easy question.
Apart from going to Clarity, apart from getting a bottle of Clarity gin, we know that. So.
Yeah. I believe, like, you know, gin, as I said earlier, I think gin is an all year round drink, and I think people should be comfortable drinking it the way they want to drink it, and whatever they want to put with it, put it with it. Like, we believe, number one, gin should be cold. Like, we really enjoy ice in our gin, a lot of ice. And whatever you feel comfortable with, is just enjoy it. And I don't think there's any rules, and there shouldn't be any rules with what you do with gin, or with whatever drink you enjoy. And I think it comes down to, it's a happy drink. And I think it makes us
adventurous and just enjoy it, really.
Share it with friends. I think it's really, really important to, you know, it makes us happy, and I think it should make everybody happy. And there's in New Zealand, there's so many distilleries, there's so many restaurants, so many cafes and bars around the place. It doesn't matter to which one you go to, they will have a form of a New Zealand gin. Doesn't have to be our gin. Any New Zealand gin. Go out there, support local, you know, support our New Zealand gins. Even, you know, New Zealand gins are amazing. All of it is amazing, and you'll find a little gem in every single New Zealand gin that you drink. Just go out there and enjoy it. I think it's important.
I couldn't agree more. And, you know, that's why we do what we do, is because there are so many amazing, boutique, incredible distillers out there. And, you know, being able to go anywhere in this country, you get accessible. If you look out for it, you can find the most amazing, creative, incredible people like you guys doing amazing things. So thank you, guys. Thank you for coming on and spending your evening with me. And again, thank you for being part of our April box and delivering 2 of the best gins I've tried in a while. And honestly, if this is your starting point, I can't wait to see where you guys end up being. And if anyone's just joined in, it's Clarity. They are from Tauranga and Clarity Distilling Company. Honestly, I'm blown away. And we've got a blog on our website as well that says all about who you are, links to your website, so you can find out more about both of you and what you've been doing, and continue to follow your incredible journey. So again, thank you, guys. I really appreciate your time, and I'm sure everyone else has. And keep making incredible products, because we'll keep drinking them.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Cheers.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care, team. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.